Excuse me. Now you can hear. Excuse me. What's up, everybody? It's another Thursday night edition of the Sports Chasers podcast coming to you live and direct. Where here we talk sports. As my man Ken says on the intro, on the Doe Trader, no hot takes, none of that stuff when it comes to sports, man. Hey, glad to be here another Thursday night. We're rocking and rolling, man. We're going to meet the crew, starting from my left to right. Hey, my man, the hockey dude, Mr. Dan himself. Dan K, what's good?
What's up, brother? You doing all right?
I'm doing all right, man. Hey, playing engineer here for a little bit. Sorry about that for those that are meeting with us. But Dan, appreciate you coming through tonight. We're live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. We're live on my Facebook feed. We're still trying to figure out the kinks with the Sports Chasers thing. But all those that friends with me, how many number is? Hey, thank you for chiming in. D-Dub, what's up?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
How was your nap?
Yeah, man. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired. But, I'm here.
Man, say he took it.
Yeah, 30 minutes turned into 45. I was like, man, I didn't mean to sleep that long, but nonetheless, I'm here.
We're glad you're here in the building. We're glad you're here. The DA's here. DA, what's up, man? What's good?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yo, we can hear you loud and clear.
Y'all can hear me out there?
Yeah,
y'all
go
hear
ahead.
me out there?
We can hear you, bro.
City, as we continue on, the number one sports chaser, chasing all the sports.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be me.
Okay, but we can't see.
No, you will be. I'm just trying to make sure that the lights is in place,
Ghostface Part 2.
Yeah. Ghostface Killer, platinum Clarks and Wallabies on.
Okay.
So, yeah, we do. Yeah.
No doubt. Mike Mills, what's up, Mike Mills?
What's good? Everybody else had a hat, so I went to go get one. My bad.
Go grab your hat, bro.
You feel me? I had to grab me a hat real quick. It's a bucket, a little different. But I ain't in the dark like DA over there, We out here though. Let's get it.
In the dark. Hey man, we got a lot to get it tonight, man. We're gonna talk about Major League Baseball, the All-Star game, and Power 16. No need to talk about Power 25, right, D-Dub? Because after the All-Star game,
this is it. This is the breakdown right now.
So we'll talk about the 16 teams that are viable for a playoff position.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Juan Soto. Wild things going on with Juan Soto. He won the home run hitting contest, and his team.
The Washington Nationals. Stop. Go ahead.
We'll get into that. We had Durham was going to talk the Open Championship and live and more live golf beef. I will be talking about. Durham will not be with us tonight. He'll come back in 2 weeks. Also, we got Dan. We're talking about hockey free agency. Deion Sanders, he made some comments about baseball and why African Americans are not playing the game of baseball. We'll dive into that. NFL camps are open. Some of them are open. We're going to preview that just a little bit tonight. Our whole preview show will be in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we'll do that. Nick Saban's comments at the SEC Media Day, which is...
Nick is old. He's just old.
Which is Media Week. We'll talk about that. Hey, we got a new segment. And let me explain the segment to you. It's called Hit or Miss segment. And this is how it works. Hey, I throw out a subject. Either the guys, they say, hey, this is a hit, or this is a swing and a miss, or how they want to say it. They got 1 minute. They got 1 minute to elaborate on it, and then we move on. So, you had a question.
I thought you guys are police, so, I didn't be take a hit or just let it go. Pass.
Okay.
Pass. Take a hit. Not take a hit.
Yeah, you messed me up with that one. So we got that new segment coming on. Hey, and the guys, they can't black the screen out because there's going to be some stuff on here where they're going to want to, but they got to say, hey, this is a hit or this is a swing and a miss or whatever they say. Hey, and the thing about it, the guys on the panel don't know what it was. Well, they might know what tonight's is, but going forward, they won't know what it is. So you might see some rolling of eyes. You might see some people be ecstatic. You might see some people be angry here on the panel.
Yeah, I know what it is. I don't know it.
I have no idea.
Hey,
me and Dan ain't get the memo. All right, this would be fun. Let's go.
I don't.
But we'll start tonight, man. Dang, man, it's kind of hard when you got to do it. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. We'll start with Major League Baseball. An All-Star game was on Tuesday night. The American League won for the 9th time, 3-2. Giancarlo Stanton was the MVP with his 457-foot home run to left center the other night. He that tied the game, and the American League won for the 9th time in a row, 3-2. We'll talk about the All-Star game. Let's talk about the home run derby before we do that. Talk to Dan for a little bit about it. We'll go around the panel, see how everybody. Hey, we'll start off with Dan. Dan was burning my ear up about the All-Star game. So okay. Go ahead.
Nah, man. Like I said, with the work schedule and stuff, I don't get to watch this every year and that kind of thing. But what in the hell did I watch on the other night? I swear to God, all I watched was batting practice because all the camera was on with guys swinging. They had this tiny ass box and up in the corner showing where the ball was going. It's like the whole idea of the home run derby is to see these guys and see how far they can hit it. You want to see where they hit the ball. So I get, they timed it. And like I was telling Kevin, I said, okay, instead of timing it, give them a limited amount of baseballs they can hit. And then if they hit the 440 footers, okay, then you get X amount of more balls or whatever time extensions they gave, translate that into more baseballs. Because like if you weren't at the event, you could give a shit less who was doing what, because you couldn't see where the ball was going. Because it was and there was home runs that went over the wall that they didn't count. Like the Schwarber pull hose.
Yeah, they missed one.
And to me, it's like, instead of rushing through the event, and instead of having 8 guys, have 6 if it's too long. But at least show these guys where they're hitting the baseball.
And if I may, real quick, Dan.
Go ahead.
What Dan says makes so much sense because if you have a limited time on television to do the event, right, and you got the announcers rushing through and missing home runs because they're trying to go, why don't you just, 20 balls, period. What you do with 20? And then we go to the next guys. No, and there's no reason to have a guy hit 37 home runs in the second round.
So
then you get to the fourth round.
Let me stop you right there. Even before you came on, Dan said that. Dan, what number did you throw out?
As far as what?
You were saying, because DA said the same thing you said about, hey, forget the time, just throw a certain number of balls out there and let's go for it.
Or not even balls. Let's go with swings.
Oh, yeah.
So if it's a bad pitch, you don't have to swing at. But limiting the number of balls to whatever you feel comfortable with. 30, 40, 45, whatever.
Well, me and Dan are twins. So, Donnie DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. So,
I guess I'm DeVito.
Nah, he is. Not no more. No, I'm DeVito. You're Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, man. Times get hard over 50, y'all. Y'all just know. It gets hard. Yeah, but yeah, I agree.
I mean, that's kind of my take on it. Is like, quit rushing through it and missing all the like. If you don't care what the person at home's witnessing or watching, then don't televise it. You know what I mean? Like if you were in the park, yeah, you could watch the home runs, but how the hell do you keep up when they're swinging every 5 seconds? And it takes the ball takes 10 seconds to, hit 470 feet. I don't know. Like Kevin said, oh yeah, they changed that a couple of years ago. And I was like, that is dumb as hell.
They still doing the 10 outs, or they're not doing 10 outs no more?
No outs. It's you get to go for like 2 minutes.
And then Mike, you have it. Mike ain't watched it since he was in like 7th grade.
I thought we was playing hit or miss because this is a miss.
No, that's not. I'll let you know when the segment is. Go ahead.
Oh man,
Go ahead.
I can't watch since he was in elementary school.
Yo, I agree, man. I was like, 2 minutes to sit up there to swing. And then, I mean, you guys gassed. You don't really enjoy it as as Dan was saying. I mean, as a fan, you don't really enjoy it because the guys are swinging and the way by the time you see the ball clear, you don't know how far it went because he's swinging again. So you don't really get to see or enjoy the trajectory of the ball or whatever the case is. So this should be a hit or miss segment part of this one because this was a total. I really didn't. Yeah, it was. I mean, some people probably enjoyed it. I really didn't care for it, but as you asking the wrong person because I really don't enjoy most of the All-Star games in any sport. So
ding.
So hey, that's where I'm at with that. But if I had to, I dipped in, and I said I dipped right out.
What you guys call yourselves sports chasers?
Yeah. And
we chased, but they was running too fast.
Yeah, it was out.
Yeah, they
chased a little bit
going too fast.
So it was going so fast you couldn't keep up.
It was a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Yeah, pew.
The road runner.
Yeah, me.
So I dipped off to the right.
We stopped.
I think the most important thing is, which was a dumb thing that came about a couple of years ago when Bud Selig and another aforementioned media person said, "Hey, we should decide the World Series who gets home field advantage with the World Series with the All-Star game, with the exhibition game." So I'm glad they got rid of that.
Yeah,
but then they came back with somebody. I don't know. Somebody. It was in the chat. Somebody said, "Is the home run derby winner with
they get something? I don't know."
Oh no! So this is what it was: the home run derby. So if the game is tied after 9 innings, it will go to the home derby, kind of like the home derby, kind of like with hockey and soccer when they go to penalty shots. I guess that's the equivalent to it,
but
right?
The thing is, they just didn't want to have a tie.
Okay,
that's what happened a few years ago, and everybody was mad. So,
mad about what? Is nothing. It's
I don't know, Mike.
It's not a fan bringer. You know what I'm saying? It's not like NBA All-Star Weekend when everybody goes. Because even that's bad. But it's like you could tolerate it. No other sport got a tolerable All-Star Weekend to celebrate the people who did great things. Like nobody care. Like none of them are interested. Even the NBA, they jacked it up.
So how about I send you to Honolulu for the NFL Pro Bowl?
It's not there anymore.
It's not there.
Right.
Okay, stop.
And I would have looked at everything
Michael,
but the game.
Yeah, Mike will go, but was Mike at the game? It'd be some dude, some 7-foot dude with an afro talking about, that's me.
I'm gonna get one of my Samoan cousins. They been saying I look Samoan. I'm gonna go get one of them. Hey, bro, look, just stoop down a little bit and put that dread wig on. You be all right, man. Just hold it down.
And he'll be Mike will be on the beach, and that fool will be at the game watching that.
Yeah, I'll be at the luau with some hula girls.
I will say that.
Go ahead, Dan.
I was gonna say, I will say though, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game is probably one of the closest things to the actual game that they play.
Correct.
This is the hockey guy talking.
Yeah,
that is true.
Even hockey jacked it up with going. It's better with 3-on-3 because nobody tries, nobody hits, nobody does anything in the NHL All-Star Game. Where this is actually like they're actually playing, the right positions and at least attempting to play baseball.
However, then they will try to mess it up. They're trying to mess up the game with gimmick stuff, and they don't need the gimmicks. Everybody's trying to do gimmicks, but
use car sales.
Well, you know what? I'm never going to be with that, right? But I understand from the financial, and I don't understand like I really believe it, but I understand from the financial, because everybody uses the same excuse now. We're just trying to get this money back from COVID to grab that money back that we lost, right? So that's why a lot of businesses from baseball to Ben and Jerry's is trying to do things to get folks back in there. But to me, the All-Star Game is, first off, the home run derby is not necessarily a bad thing. I heard a lot of the guys say they would rather have, or not rather have like something for guys that don't hit home runs, like a fielding something, which would make it a little bit longer. But I don't think the kids would be into that as much. Maybe, maybe not. Chicks dig the long ball. The problem with the long ball again is if Kevin's hitting and he hits one out, they'll follow the trajectory of the ball out. And by the time they put the camera back on Kevin, he'd already hit two more to left field. So you actually don't get to see them. Right. And the other side is you had a year like, if it wasn't last year, it was the year before, where Vladimir Guerrero hit Junior, not old man, my man, Papi. He hit more home runs over the course of a home run derby than anybody and lost because he hit like 30 in the first round, 30 in the second round. They hit another 30, and then when he got up to face Pete Alonso, he only hit like 5. He's tired.
Yeah, they're gassed.
It doesn't make any sense to do it that way.
Go back to 10 outs.
I take the 10 outs. Swingers are out like we did back in the park. Kev, back in the day when we played box ball, in the park.
Right.
Swing, you're out. Swinging, you're out. Boom, that's it. Swing, you're out. That's where we played. I didn't know it was 3 strikes till I got on the little T team. So, yeah, I definitely thought if you swing one time, you out. So, yeah. So that's my take on it. But I thought the game wasn't bad. I still believe they could be a little bit more competitive.
That's the key.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's the key. All they got to do is make it competitive. If y'all play it like a real game, and then, of course, you got the pitch count. Limit the pitches a little bit, be like, because you don't want to tie no pitch out. All right, look, you got 35 pitches. However you shake it, you got 35. Make it work.
Yeah. And every pitcher will get the pitch. More competitive.
Every pitcher get the pitch. Everybody get to see something. And it'll be a little more entertaining because you don't know who's coming up to the throw next. But
indeed.
What do we know? We just the fans.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Defender the fans.
That's the problem, Kevin. Like, for real. Like, so they'll do this for the advertisers, but they don't do it for the fans, right? Because only a certain amount of people could fit in the Dodger Stadium for the home run derby. But what happens to the rest of the freaking country? Do they understand that you can't see? Dude hits one out. Time you get the trajectory of the ball, and they showing 450 feet.
On to the next one.
Camera back on Kevin. Yeah, he's hit 2 more home runs. So, doesn't make a bunch of sense to me.
Yeah, well, 3-2. Go ahead.
Good game, though.
Yeah, good game. Like I said, John Carlos Stanton won the MVP with his 457 monster crush. And the American League won for the 9th time in 9 years, 3-2. One of the other stories for Major League Baseball, and yes, we're starting off with baseball. Shout out to baseball. Hey, Juan Soto. Hey, the Nationals phenom. Let me just read this a little bit. And this is just to get people up to speed. Juan Soto, basically, he rejected the Nationals' 15-year, $440 million offer. There's a lot of teams vying or maybe vying for us, and some of the suitors, according to Jim Bowden of The Athletic, could be the Yankees, Blue Jays, White Sox, Mets, Dodgers, and Giants, Rays, Mariners, Cardinals, and Padres, according to Bolton. And I'll start off with D-Dub. Me and D-Dub talked about this other day. Juan Soto, what's up with the Nats? If you're Juan Soto, why you reject the deal?
Well, first of all, it's a 15-year, all right? So you got 15-year, $440 million. Now, we know after 2 years, that 440 would have been probably about 660, right?
Right.
In 2 years. So, I mean, to me, if we talking about business, he did the right thing. Now, if we just talking about just overall, you're like, man, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of 400, almost a half a billion. You know what I'm saying? You close to it. But thinking down the road, That's a 15 years is way too long. There's no way in the world I'm trying to sign a 15-year deal when I know that money changes like that. So, again, he's only 23 years old. I'm not tying myself up for 15 years because you locked in at 440 million. So it doesn't make sense to me. So he turned it down. So, pretty much looks like he probably is going to get traded. Right. There's a lot of teams that was willing to, get his service. And the thing is to get him young. He's 23, get him young. And get him for the few years that you want to get him for. And then let it, then that way you're not tied up. Your team is not tied up. But I just never subscribe to long-term deals as especially the 15 years. That's way too long.
Yeah, they tried to grab him on the cheap, man. They thought he was stupid.
Yeah, they thought exactly.
15 years is a long time to commit to anything.
Yeah,
10 years, long time
to anything.
Hey, let me
thing, object.
Let me back up for a second because Eric was having some difficulty with the screen. E, the angry one is with us. He's back with us. E, what's up,
brethren? What up? What's going on, family?
He said he just earned his IT degree.
Right.
I believe it. E, your thoughts on the All-Star game real quick. What you think?
My mama and my daddy told me if I ain't have nothing good to say about anything, don't say anything at all.
Okay.
I'm using that disclaimer. Yo, I'm gonna just say it like this, man. Anybody know me? No, I don't watch no All-Star games, man. Kev, I think me and you talked before. I think hockey and baseball is probably the only ones that really do anything for me, kind of, sort of. But the American League has been smashing the National League now for a decade. Can we change something else? Can we do something else or something? The home run derby doesn't do anything for me. The guys is tired by the time they get to the final round. Y'all already spoke on all of this, so they got to change something up, man. The home run derby is almost like the slam dunk contest. It's like it's a 3 Z's for me. It's a snooze for me. So
it's a cut the TV off for me.
Well, how Kevin Hart said, damn.
Just being honest, man.
Yeah. So Eric, I don't know if you got a chance to listen like while you was having your technical difficulties, and I think we talked about this a little bit early. Later on in the show, we got this new segment called "Hey, Hit or Miss." So that gives you the opportunity to not black your screen, but I'll bring up a subject you guys don't know about it. Either you say, "Hey, that's a hit," or you be like, "Hey, miss me with that," whatever. And you got a minute to elaborate one way or the other, but that'll come up. Should be fun. And the thing about it, you guys don't know who the top topic's at. Okay, where your camera? I'm talking and my camera's not there. Thank you, Dan.
Read it with your finger.
We thought you knew that, man. Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna send you the same video I was just going through for the past 2 fucking hours.
Yo, sorry about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that curse word was not brought to you by lemon pepper chicken.
No, that curse word was brought to you by frustration.
Yeah, and exhaustion. But we gonna get to that later.
They don't pay, so y'all better stop. Lemon pepper chicken.
But Juan Soto, man. Since D-Dub, Eric, and since you got it, Juan Soto, what do you think about the Nationals? What do you think about their deal? What's going on with that?
I do believe somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the last time the Nationals was in the World Series, wasn't Juan Soto there? Wasn't he like a rookie or something like that? Was he on that team?
Yeah.
And wasn't it Juan Soto? This is the same Juan Soto that's seen just about every good to great player on that team leave that the Nationals didn't want to pay. So why on earth would said Juan Soto now commit to 15 years after you done showed me in the 2-3 years that I've already been there that you want to win? Why would I commit to that? If I want to win, I don't care how much money's on the table. 15 years of disgrace? Nah, I'm good. I'm all the way good on that one.
I can go into the Yankees, man. You'll see.
That'll be good, man. Come on over, man. Come on over.
Go ahead, DA. Go ahead, DA. What you got?
Hey, he was smart for not taking the deal. His people were smart. 15 years is dumb. It's just to see, and he won't be there in another month, regardless of what they said. Just for the reason that Eric said. He's been there. He's watched a lot of guys walk out the door, right? So what's left there is like, yeah, I don't think we can win it with this team. So I believe that he'll probably get a trade for somebody. It's just depending on what. Like, again, the reality is this, and in any sport, and I guess we'll talk about this in another sport later, but it makes no sense for you to trade a player to a team and give up all of your assets so that when that player gets there, they're no good anymore. So it's going to have to be a team with a lot of picks, a lot of good minor league prospects. I think the other night I watched the Rising Stars game, and there's a lot of good minor league prospects. But again, that's what I think it'll take. I don't think it'll be a star for star thing because that doesn't really exist anymore, right? Because if you get traded to a team, Dan, you want to make sure the guys that were making them a great team are still there when you get there. If you get there and Willie Parker and Willie Stargell ain't there no more, it's like, what the hell is this? Right? It's just you and Vida Blue. So that being said, you're not trying to do it. So that we'll see. It'll be it's going to be a good trade for somebody. And Washington is going to become another minor league team. So that's my thoughts on it.
And let me just throw this out there for all the casual fans, the CFs out there that may be thinking, oh, why doesn't he take a hometown discount? He was on a rookie deal when he got rid of all them people. So miss me with that also.
Hometown is in the Dominican Republic. So that's what he says. So this is in my hometown.
This is not my hometown.
D-Dub, go ahead, man. I can't with DA, man.
Yo, it's not my hometown. I'm with man. Again, he's doing the right thing, man. And Washington's trying to get him, and he's smart enough, and his team was smart enough to say, "Nah, we're not doing that deal." So he's like, again, 23 years old, bro. This is the time you pay the guys now. Not put them on a 15-year deal and you still paying them and they 47 years old.
Or they still getting a check like Bobby Bonilla and Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah, and shout out to the guys because they did a tremendous job of getting that money. But that doesn't make sense for the fans and the team when you're trying to retool and you can't retool because your money is tied up into one situation. So, shout outs to them. And I think, Washington Nationals, you guys are about the most pettiest people I've ever seen in my life that didn't want to get this man.
Go ahead and talk it.
A private jet plane.
So if anybody didn't know, so the Washington Nationals said that, hey, Juan Soto, you're on your own going to the All-Star game. So Juan Soto had to fly commercial, like everybody that's on this panel. Now y'all probably saying, oh, he should be able to fly commercial. Okay, all right, that's cool. But the Washington Nationals are worth like probably $1 billion and don't understand why they just couldn't charter a jet for this guy to have him. So he got to go through TSA and, hey man, you got to check bag and all that stuff. And
yeah. One of your best players. So this is how you treat him. So
think go ahead. How does he sound in TSA?
Hey man, that's my name. You're looking at my ID, right? Juan Solo, that's me. What the hell what you look at? Stupid. Stupido. Mama, Benaki.
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't treat. This is how you treat your star guy. Do you think the Yankees would do that to Aaron Judge?
That's going to hurt you. That's going to hurt you.
Yeah,
this
man.
Is
he's
not
out of here, bro.
1975.
Yeah, so, you don't do that to your star guy, man. Sorry, man. Yeah. It's just as much as you might want to hate him or whatever the case is, that's not the way you do it. If you're supposedly a first class organization.
Yeah, that's it. Right is right, right?
That's it. That's how you got.
Dude plays hard for you,
and he plays hard, so he doesn't cheat you. So that's out of all the people, that's the guy. Now, No, I'm not going to drop a name, but
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Nope. You are not allowed. Nope.
But that's where I'm at, Kev.
Oh, Mike Mills, Juan Soto. What's your thoughts on Mr. Soto?
15 years is a long time to commit to anything. So he's intelligent as hell for not committing to that, especially with that albatross of a roster, especially because they was only, 2-3 years removed from a World Series, and you decide to let people walk instead of running it back at least once or twice. Like, I get a rebuild if it ain't working, but come on now. Clearly something was working, but they ain't want to pay nobody. Then you made the man hitchhike cross country after the All-Star game back to DC. Nobody got time for that shit. So yeah, pack it up. He coming to the Mets. I'm surprised that the Brewers wasn't on that list of teams you named, because they always like to go get people they can't afford for a year to make a little run and then they get the hell out of there. That's what they do. But hopefully he comes to the Mets.
But they're trying to do that. They wouldn't even do what you call them, man. Like, they tried to be like, what is that? The Marlins, man. Win and then get rid of everybody.
Right.
5 years later, win, get rid of everybody. I don't know if you can still do that. So we'll see.
Dan, what you think about Soto?
I'm pretty much in agreement. 15 years is ridiculous. If you want to keep the guy, what's wrong with a 5-year deal? He's 28. Things aren't going the way he wants to go. Free agent, go somewhere else. But yeah, he's going to get moved somewhere. Love to see him in Boston, torment those Yankees. Sorry, fellas.
Yeah, they have to give up everything they got, though.
But that's the thing is, at the end of the day, they gave him a 15-year, $440 million contract that he declined. What's it going to take to get him? Is it even worth trading everything under the sun to get the guy and then be just as bad as the Nationals are because you gave everything up? That's ridiculous.
It all depends on the asking price.
I mean, think about it, though. You're talking 15 years, $440 million. You're talking like Aaron Judge money. So
yeah, I think he's probably going to do a 5 for.
Yeah, I think
300, 5 for 3.
5 for 300 is insane.
Yeah, or 5. Let's say oh God. So let's start. If we stop at the 200 and
5 for 250. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like that. Anything else over, right? It's
too much.
It's too much, and for both, and so we remember from these big deals from Albert Pujols to Mike Trout to giving these long lengthy contracts. It's
Jeter.
Probably better to. What'd you say, Dan? I'm sorry.
I say Jeter and A-Rod.
Bryce Harper.
Yeah. The list goes on and on. So, I mean, it's great for the player, right? Great for the player, but then, well, no, not really, right? Because what happened? The market changes, right?
Yeah.
And then the player's like, I'm worth more than that. Well, then either you bet on yourself, you just do 1-year contracts. It's just so much. And baseball is dichotomy of how it works. And there's no salary cap. It just depends. It just depends. Let me move on to the Power 16 because no more Power 25. If you're not in the top 16, because that's 8 teams make the playoffs now in Major League Baseball. So we'll start off with the number 1 on the CBS's Power 16. You got the LA Dodgers. The Dodgers won 15 of 17, and they have started to pull away from the division. They're 60-30. As of the All-Star break, the Yankees are number 2. The Yankees lost a couple of series to the Reds and the Red Sox. They lost actually 5 out of their last 7. And
they're losing today. About to get swept.
Yeah, so.
That's 2 more going.
The Astros, well, yeah. And this could be, the Astros could be number 2 by next week because the Astros is right behind.
They're playing good, man.
Yeah, the Astros are really playing good.
Eating them trash cans.
The Mets are number 4. Mets are really doing good. Took 3 out of 4 from the Cubs last series. The Braves are nipping at the Mets' heels, 56-38. The Rays. Sorry, they won 11 out of the last 13. They're coming. The Mariners, who are surprised, man. They're really surprised. Hey, the Mariners have not been in the postseason in a minute. They're 51-42. Blue Jays are 50-43. Hey, Charlie Montoya, who I actually he got fired, right? But and they have managed to win 5 or 6. So hey, firing their manager, they got fired up. The Red Sox are number 9 at 48-45. The Padres 52-42. Tatis is still not back. He should be back here coming soon. The Cardinals are 50-44. Paul Goldschmidt continues to light up the St. Louis Knight, and
about time.
Nobody really talks to him, but he can rake. He had a home run the other night in the All-Star game, man. So shout out to Paul Goldschmidt. Yeah, he can. He definitely rake. The Giants are 40-43. The aforementioned Milwaukee Brewers are 50-43. The Twins are 50-44. And number 15. I'm sorry, DA.
That's surprising.
Yeah. And the Twins lead the division, and because the Guardians are right behind them. The Phillies, they've gone 28 since Bryce Harper's injury. They're 49-43. And hey, the Baltimore Orioles, man, are 46-46.
Shout out to the Orioles.
I mean, they're pulling together, man. They shout out to the manager for pulling that together, and because Baltimore's been bad, really bad the last 6-7 years, man. Just
7.
I mean, when was the last time they've been in the postseason?
04, 05?
Been a minute. Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It's definitely been a minute. I'll start with Mike Mills. What's your thought on anything in the Power 16 ranking?
As a Mets fan, like I keep telling y'all, I'm really not paying attention until September because look how quickly that lead dropped to what, 2 games, 3 maybe?
It's 2.5 now. It's 2.5.
Exactly. Exactly. So
but y'all took 2 out of 3 from the Braves here last week.
Barely. So
boy, man, it's about half glass, half empty. Jeez.
Listen, I have no faith in them. I've seen them fall apart from way bigger leads and way less time. We'll see what happens. But the Astros are real hot. The Orioles are making things interesting, even though I think they're gonna fall off later. But we'll see. And the Dodgers are looking human. So
yeah. Dan, what's your thoughts on? I know your team's not up there, but what's your thoughts on the Power 16 ranking?
I mean, not a whole lot. A lot of these teams. I mean, my team's not there, so to me though, some of these teams are getting reeled back in. You can't stay on that torrid pace all year. It's just going to happen. You're going to fall into a lull here and there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next month or so, because I think there's going to be, you got some trades probably coming up. I see where the Pirates are looking to get rid of the DH Vogelback, possibly to Mike Mills, Mets. So we'll see. But it is what it is.
Gotcha.
I'll keep watching my Buccos and hope that I'm trying to look to see who we drafted, because we drafted, I think the one, I think it was the top hitter.
Yeah.
In the draft, I can't think. I'm looking for it. I can't think of the kid's name.
I got it. I think I just sent it to someone. So,
but we're doing a whole lot better. Hopefully we can get there at the end of the year, but I doubt it. But the Yankees, they're going to be there. The Mets are going to be there. I think it's surprising, with Seattle, that Rodriguez kid, man, he's really
good. Oh
good.
man, yeah, he's
good.
Really good. And and that just goes to show you get a young kid and he has a coming out party, he can change your team in a minute. So you got to give these kids a chance, and that's my biggest bitch with the Pirates is look, man, if we're playing shitty, what's the point of playing this guy every day that's batting 200? Yeah, he's a good fielder. Give one of these kids a chance, see what you got, and move forward. We get rid of all our good players when we should be getting rid of the ones that don't do shit.
yeah.
That's
what I mean? That's my thing. It's it's not always about money. It's if you're not performing, it's time to move on.
D-Dub? I'm sorry. Go ahead, D.
No, I agree. Go ahead, D. I already said my piece.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't as far as these guys here, man. What's the dude's name? Which one you was talking about, Dan? The
Rodriguez from Seattle.
Seattle. That kid, I mean, even though I was watching I watched a little bit of him smacking the ball out. Yeah, that kid, he's got something. Seattle, they better hold on to that cat because he has a big time pop in his bat, and pretty much something to hold on to. So again, one of these young players that we talk about, those are the guys you better hold on to. So that's all I got, Kai.
Gotcha. Eric, anything about the power rankings? Then we're gonna move on to the next segment.
I'm gonna just say again, in the American League, regardless of how good the Yankees have looked, and yes, they have looked very damn good. Houston absolutely scares me. That's the only team I have any, I don't want to say fear, but yeah, that's the that's the only team that I could see disposing of the Yankees in whatever 5-7 games or whatever.
I definitely could see that. Yeah, you're right.
And I just wanted to say this real quick, and I'll hand it back to you, D.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Twins. You are only 3 games up on the god-awful Chicago White Sox, who is now finally at 500. I'm gonna say this. Y'all can go ahead. This is July 21st, 2022 at 8:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The White Sox is going to fuck around and win that division. Watch what I tell you. Watch.
You heard it here. You heard it here. You heard the angry one say the White
Sorry,
Sox.
Uncle. I know you still pulling for them Guardians, but
yeah. Shout out to Paul. Yeah.
Hold on, Kev. Yeah, and he's right because the White Sox is 3 games back right now. The Twins is, White Sox done climb back into this thing. So
White Sox, I looked around a couple of weeks ago. It was like 9 out. I was like, all right, game over for them, right?
Yeah.
We even clown Eric.
Yeah. And the Twins, the Twins are just barely hanging on. The Indians, the Guardians.
Come on now.
Yeah. They trying to, they won 1-3 straight. So I had lost my train of thought earlier, but I wanted to get back to the Yankees. The Yankees, man, yes, their kryptonite seems to be this Houston Astro team, and it's been like that for quite some time between them and Tampa Bay. So as much as we're excited, they're breaking records. They had more home runs, I believe, in the first half of the season than anybody else. Yankees, I'm still, although my team, I'm still scared because even they have a serious problem between dealing with the Devil Rays and the Astros.
They got the Devil Rays this year. They've been beating them to death.
They have, but we always say this is the second half of the season. Really, this is not the second. The second half of the season to me is once you get into the playoffs, and the playoffs is a different animal. And for whatever reason, once everything is erased of the regular season, that postseason is just different.
And they can't win at Minute Maid Ballpark for whatever reason. They can't win that. Man. I wish the Astros go back to the National League. Can we make a change? Can we go to the National League?
Please? That's the issue right there. Is the fact that the Astros are the only American League team that plays like a National League team. That's the team that manufactures runs. They're not though they got home run hitters, they would rather manufacture runs.
Kansas City
out the park. So
Kansas City is another one. They just they have to, but
all I gotta say is take the trash cans out of the dugout, and the Astros are shit.
There you go.
Dan. Oh, that was a good point though. you making I'm scared you too, E, but I'm saying about DA how you saying how they play small ball, which is a lost art, and I think next year they're getting rid of the shift, and so hey, you guys, no more shift. Be happy.
Well, the shift don't bother the Yankees because they hit the ball out the park, but
right,
that's the way around it. Like you don't care about the shift if you're hitting home runs,
right?
Correct.
But it only impacts you when you can't hit home runs because
So, they're getting rid of the. They're not going to allow them to shift people like that. Is that
no? If I'm reading this correctly, they next year they'll get rid of the shift, so you won't be so. Say on the second base side of the field, right? You can only have two guys on that side, and on the third base side, you can only have two guys on that side, right? You can't cross, and you can't go past the lip of the outfield, of the infield grass, of the infield dirt. So it'll be kind of like illegal defense. So. And like in basketball, I mean, this what it is. Listen, I've been a proponent of if y'all guys would just start bunting when there's nobody,
absolutely,
they'll stop that damn shift.
Well, that's the whole thing, Kev, right? Because you hear a lot of old timers that say, "Man, if I was playing, man, I would be sticking that bat out to the other side and just knock it."
I think it was Gary Sheffield that said, yo, if I was playing today, I'd be batting 500 because.
Oh, indeed.
Absolutely.
He said, because I mean, I don't understand why we.
Rod Carew will be at 600. Tony Gwynn will probably hit 700.
These guys, I mean, I don't understand what we're doing, man. But it's either, again, I understand what it is. It's the fundamentals that they're not teaching these young kids.
Nope.
And these kids just want to hit the ball, and they don't see the strategies of the game of baseball. And it seems like that
I don't get mad at the
players.
Well,
I don't get mad at the players.
The other thing too, the other thing is players don't bat for average. They bat for dingers
and launch angles
and RBIs because that's
launch angles.
Yeah, and that's what gets them paid.
Yeah, so it's not their fault. They're just following the money.
They're following the money. I get it. I mean, I get it. But at the same time, they don't really understand how,
how it should be played.
Right. And how they mess up the sport.
It's just like that other sport, they try to do everything for the offense to get all these CFs to get into the. Let me shut up.
No, you're right. E. No, you go ahead because it's true, and that's what's been going on. And
Well, you feed on yourself, man.
Yeah,
I keep telling people this, man. When leagues do these things, and they make the incentives for everything, home runs or RBIs, it absolutely positively makes the players chase that, and in turn, that kills the fundamentals of the game. Now, where they think they're slick at it is people blame the players. It's not the players' fault. They want to get paid. So if you're only going to pay me for hitting home runs and not hitting 400, all right, I'll hit home runs. I won't hit 400. Couple that with little league coaches maybe are not teaching how to hit.
Right.
They're teaching launch angles and this, that, and the third.
Swinging for the fences.
Yeah, all those things, I can't blame the players because the coaches is the ones doing it.
Yep.
And the owners are the one paying for it. But eventually the game is going to be the one that really gets hurt by it. Because you'll have dudes that can't hit. Everybody be Dave Kingman. So
that's a fact, man. Man, we had an interesting 45 minutes of talking baseball. I really enjoyed it.
Hold on 1 second, Kev. I'm sorry. Oh, you was about to cut off this segment?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you was going to get into the Deion Sanders thing.
Oh, no, I didn't get to that yet.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I'm going to go back to that. Let me go to, before we go to Deion Sanders, let me do this. Supposed to be my drum roll, but I don't know if y'all heard it, but that was a drum roll. Hey,
the
next segment. Hey, I'm trying to drum it up, man. It's called Hit or Miss. This is where I, the moderator and your host, I pick 5 subjects These guys either say hit or this is missed.
Hey, yo, we're gonna lose a lot of damn sponsors on this one. I have a feeling. But go ahead.
They got 1 minute to comment on it. And hey, this is a hit, or you can miss me with this. So I'm gonna go. Like I said, there's 5 subjects. The guys don't know what I'm gonna talk about. And this is something that actually we brought up in a production meeting here a couple weeks ago about things that we might have to talk about that necessarily that we don't talk about, other people talk about, but we got to talk about it, right? So we're going to talk about it, right? Well, we'll give it an attention to it. So with that said, where's my drum roll here? That's my drum roll. Hey, this segment is called Hit or Miss. Hey, number 1, and I'm going to start off with the angry one, Eric. Hit or miss, Eric? Hey, hit or miss? LeBron playing in the Drew League.
Why the fuck are you starting me with that bullshit? Don't nobody care about no. That's a miss. Okay, it's a miss. It is a miss, and I'll tell you why. It is what the who? The who?
The Drew League. Yes.
The who?
The Drew.
The who?
The Drew League.
The who?
There's that one here.
The Drew League. Okay. The who?
He didn't have the purple and gold on, right?
No.
Okay. It wasn't for NBA title, right?
I don't think so.
It wasn't like a preseason game trying to get everybody his team together and playing on the up and up.
Just DeMar DeRozan on his team.
So no. and it wasn't for a bubble title either, right?
No.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a miss for me.
Okay. All right. D-Dub, hit or miss?
This is a total miss, man. I'm miss me with this nonsense with him and this whole Drew. Yo, man.
I told y'all.
I don't even know why.
You got a minute. You got a minute.
Why we are talking about that? Some people was even breaking down his scoring, and I'm like, are you kidding? He's playing amateurs for crying out loud. Yo, y'all guys won't stop, man. Y'all won't stop. And I'm so sick of all of y'all. All of y'all. I'm sick of all of y'all. Y'all make me sick on a daily. We're talking about this foolishness in this guy. This is the same guy who says that he's
your minute
so
is up,
tired.
Kevin.
Go ahead, Kev. He's so tired.
He's about to go off the rails.
Yeah. You only get 1 minute.
Yeah, miss me.
Dan, the hockey dude, LeBron playing in the Drew League. Hit or miss for you?
Oh, that's a definite miss. I mean, really, what are we talking about here? Like, and who brought this question? Like, don't we get fined for talking about this dude? I mean, did he not have three other all-stars on his team? He couldn't win. I mean, who cares? I mean, it's right up there with like the USFL and arena football. Who gives a shit?
That's damn ruckus with that one, boy.
Less than a minute. Go ahead.
DA, go ahead. Hit or miss? LeBron playing in the Drew League.
This is a miss, because it's always been a miss. He is not the first professional basketball player to play in a pro-am tournament. The Drew League does not have all NBA players playing. Yeah, so when the guys on the internet say, "Oh man, you were playing against bus drivers," well, guess what? He was playing against bus drivers, right? So like, not everybody there is a pro. At least not a pro in this country. You're 6'9", 275. It should have been easy. I mean, Kobe did it at the Rucker. Iverson did it at the Rucker. Dr. J did it at the Rucker. And I'm sure that every guy that's in the NBA goes back to their hometown in the offseason and plays in a pro-am.
10 seconds, EA.
That's it. No more to be said. Everybody does it. Nothing special.
Gotcha. All right. So everybody missed themselves on this one. Hey, the next one is Kyler Murray received $230 million, $160 million in guarantee for his contract extension. D-Dub, hit or miss?
This is a hit, man. This guy, he got what? 200 what?
230 million, 5 years.
230.
160 guarantee.
230, 160 guarantee. God bless him, man. That's a pretty good payday. But it still makes you think about them Cleveland Browns and say, what in the world was y'all doing with giving this guy or 260 because now you just set yourself up for a whole bunch of stuff. So they have to be the dumbest team in the NFL. But Colin Murray, congratulations.
If he don't play. If he don't play, they look stupid. But no one said that he's out.
Yeah.
If Deshaun plays, it's all good.
And I'm sorry, Kev. This is not about the Cleveland Browns, but the money. That's all because he got 100. So he got $160 million guaranteed.
That's correct.
Deshaun Watson sitting up here in a brothel with $260 million.
Okay, your session is over. Your minute is over. Okay. The angry one. Go ahead. 1 minute. Hit or miss. Kyler Murray.
Go ahead. It's a hit. We all knew that this deal was gonna happen. They wasn't gonna trade him like they did Josh Rosen. Shout out to Josh Rosen. He got signed by the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
But anyway,
he did.
160 guaranteed. All I'm gonna say is car seat Kyler is no longer on the car seat. He is sitting firmly in the driver's seat. He just better check all them damn mirrors before he backs out into the damn street. That's all I'm gonna say. Congratulations to him. Yeah, congratulations to him. They finally seem like they have a quarterback in place, and all this is an alley-oop to Lamar Jackson.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Hit or miss? Kyler getting his $230 million, 160 guarantee.
I think it's a hit. I mean, it's a long time coming for him. He puts his ass on the line for him, year in, year out. I don't know why it had to be such a debacle with negotiations between him and the Cardinals. But, at least he's going to play this year. You're paying him money. He's going to be playing.
Right.
So I think it's great for him. Like I said, I don't know that it needed to be dragged out as like it was, him removing himself from all the social media, referring to the team and all that crap, whatever. But yeah, I think it's a good thing for the Cardinals, and it's also a good thing for him.
Gotcha. Thank you, Dan. DA, hit or miss?
You miss me with this shit, man. All right. First off, I'm in the NFC West, so I don't care what the fuck the Cardinals do. That's one, right? Number two, the reason they didn't pay him is because he played like hot shit in the playoffs. All right. Every year they're tired at the same damn time. Man, you're 14 years old. Why the fuck you tired? You go to sleep at 9 o'clock. Every season, by the middle of the season, it goes downhill. Hey, y'all can tell me why? I don't know. I'm glad he got his money because I like the kid. But reality is I know why they wasn't trying to give him the money, because they wanted him to understand. Like Eric said, you're in the driver's seat now, young man. Check your mirrors before you back out. Because the reality is, the last 2 times I saw him in the playoff game, trash. Woo. He got dudes on the Rams that don't play signing bonuses after that game. Right?
Time, DA. Time, DA. Thank you. Hey, we got 3 more subjects to hit.
Talk about my quarterback.
Hey, I don't know if you guys heard this one. Here's the next one, and I'm gonna start off with DA, and this is gonna be a good one. DA.
Oh hell.
Hey, the Philadelphia 76ers plan on building a new arena downtown with their own money, private money.
It's actually a hit, but a miss, because I don't care right now. It's a hit because, I like the fact that they're doing it with private dollars. They're not bilking the people of Pennsylvania by having some tax referendum or some bond referendum to build something that it's not a need, it's a want. All right, let's understand needs and wants. You need water, you want some bread. All right, so understand where we at right now. All right, understand where we at and what we doing. Okay, so yeah, I'm good with it. I'm shoot, man, but it ain't no long talk, right? Because they haven't even broke ground yet, so
should be finished
from that perspective. But it's a good thing.
2030, 2031. They say it's supposed to be built. Dan, since you're from the Keystone State, what you think? Hit or miss? The 76ers building their own facility. It's going to cost $1.35 billion to build in downtown Philadelphia. Before you can jump in there, I actually been to the Wells Fargo Center. I don't know why they need to, but it's the whole, I got to bring it downtown. If you ever been to the Wells Fargo Center, is out there along with the Lincoln Financial Field and also Citizens Bank Ballpark. They're all like in the same area, and it's a couple miles from downtown. From what I read, this is going to be right in the heart of downtown. It's going to be built over a subway station. So, Dan, hit or miss?
Well, first off, I got a question. So, is this a basketball only facility or?
See, how did I know my hockey guy was going to ask that? I knew Dan was going to ask it. Dan, I read today the Flyers have said nothing on this. So
that's what I was curious if the Flyers were going to.
Flyers have not commented on this yet,
or if they were going to build it kind of like they did Brooklyn, where a hockey rink looks like shit in it. But that
hit or miss, Dan.
I say it's a hit. You know, you're not milking the taxpayers like Buffalo, so that's a win.
Gotcha. D-Dope, hit or miss?
Yo, DA said, I need some water, but I want some bread. That's what it is, though. That's for real. That's the realest thing right there. It's one of those things, man. You'll see. You know, they're not going to, like Dan said, they're not going to put a hit on the taxpayers. So, you know, it's good from that aspect of it, but you never know with these guys. These guys are so greedy. You'll never know what they're doing the next go around. So, you know, we'll see.
That's
it's
true.
One of those things where you have to wait and see how it pans out later on, because they might hit the tax. They might hit the people with the tax later on the back end. So yeah, they real slick with this stuff too. So gotta watch them.
Yep. Eric, hit or miss?
I think it's both. Like everybody else said, man, it's a hit because it sounds good, but it's a miss because these are the same people that we trust in the process.
Ooh.
Huh? Have we forgotten about that? We've been trusting the process for how long now? Huh? Are they going to win? Are they going to be world champions by the time they move into this damn stadium? I can't hear you. Yeah, exactly.
I don't have those answers.
Yeah, exactly.
I just put it out there.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I didn't say it for an answer. I'm just saying just to get people to think. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, man, it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good.
Right.
Oh, that lady right there. Oh, you got nice eyes. Oh, it sounds good. Gives a fuck. You know, man. We'll see. Yeah, it's a hit and miss to me because, like everybody else said, you could come down, build a stadium, and then you could charge the seats a ridiculous amount. Private cars to get to and from parking.
That is going to happen, Eric. So it's because I say all the time, all you CFs, casual fans, understand one thing. All right, everybody says, "What's the owner there to do? Win championships?" No. The owners are there to make a profit and nothing else. Anything else that comes outside of the profit is gravy, or maybe some of those breadcrumbs you want. That's what that is, right? Because the owners really don't care about winning. They win at the end of every game when they count up the receipts and how much it costs for the $17 beers. That's where they win. They win every home game. All right, so just remember that.
Thank you, DA. Let me go to number four. Number four here. This is a really good segment, man. I'm having really fun with this. NFL, the National Football League, are allowing some of the teams this year to go back and have allowing throwback uniforms and throwback helmets. My Giants will be doing it twice this year. They said the Cowboys will be doing it. I will start off with D-Dub. What do you think? Hit or miss with the NFL?
That's a hit. You know, I like the throwbacks. I like I like the fact that the Giants is going back to their old school joints. I've seen the Cowboys going back to their helmet, wearing it for Thanksgiving, I believe.
Yeah, the white
helmet.
The Giants and Cowboys play on Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah, I'm I like that. I like that stuff. I like the new the colors and stuff like that. The helmets, old school stuff. So it's nostalgic. So I'm with that. That's a hit.
Dan, hit or miss, and I hope y'all guys don't wear y'all jail bumblebee stuff Oh my God.
That's the only miss.
Yeah, please.
We're gonna run through this quick because hey, it's a hit for me. The Giants, they're gonna wear a uniform that makes them feel good about themselves when they actually could win. So that
I knew that was coming.
That's a huge huge fucking A there. But no, some of like San Francisco, I think are gonna go back to some of when they were, their uniforms when they were champs. I saw some of the pictures on podcast I was watching, and like Carolina's going all black helmet.
All black is dope. Yeah,
that looks cool as shit. So look, man, some of these things, I think they got rid of the color rush stuff. So it's nice that, instead of the same boring ass uniforms every day in, day out, it's nice. Like even the NHL, they have like a third jersey that a lot of the teams have to wear so many times during the year. Like, the Canes wear the Hartford Whalers outfit, and that is the best emblem ever in hockey. So I think
Dan, because you just explain to the casual fan why would the Hartford Whalers, why would a Carolina Hurricane person wear a Hartford Whaler jersey? Can you just give them a little history on that, please?
Because that is the Hartford Whaler organization.
Correct.
They moved them to Carolina. So to honor their past, they wear the Hartford outfits, and I think it's dope. So to me, it's a hit. I like the idea that teams, like we don't have really any good uniforms.
No, that Bumblebee thing sucks, dog. I hate that thing.
Yeah.
Hey man,
sorry.
It brought us championships. Like I said, at least you got your LT uniforms to wear, feel good.
Gotcha. Thank you. DA, hit or miss on these new old going back to the old uniforms.
It is cool as long as they take away those Thursday night uniforms that they wore and put these on. Like I'm fine, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my team don't need that. The Giants do need that, but we don't. Because we're gonna be out this year regardless. We could be out there playing the jeans and dress shirts, and we still gonna win 10 games.
These up here throwing shade already, and his quarterback asked for a trade, but
who?
Yeah, okay.
My quarterback name is Trey, homie. Get that right, Sean. All right, West Side, throw it up. Don't mess that up no more, Sean. All right, that dude there is just giving me $26 million.
Go ahead, Dan. Dan, you had a question.
No. I just had a comment. Like
this is fun. I'm enjoying myself with this one. Yeah.
But like with the color rush uniforms, a few years back, we had season tickets to the Checker game, and like the other family that would go with us, I didn't realize this. He was colorblind, and I'd asked him. I said, "Hey, did you see the Bills Jets game the other night?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Man, that was terrible." And I'm like, "I thought it was an all right game." And he's like, "No, I couldn't tell who the hell was who."
Yeah,
because one was all red and the other was all green. And my buddy told me, like,
oh man,
yeah, he like touched me. He goes, "Hey, he's colorblind." I was like, "Oh fuck."
Damn.
So it's nice that they're going to go back to uniforms that are, not the color rush.
Yeah.
That was something else.
Wow.
Thank you, Dan, for that personal note. E. Hey, hit or miss on these new uniforms, man.
Yeah, it's a hit. It's a hit. I kind of wish they would expound on it and let these teams come out with different types of uniforms. If anybody plays Madden, unfortunately, it's not as good as it used to be. But over the years, I remember one year that the Atlanta Falcons had about, I want to say 13 different jersey options. And it was dope. I didn't really care for them, but I played with them just because of those options. So I say that to say, yes, it's a hit. And I hope that this is just a stepping stone as to what's to come further on down the line.
So kind of like Oregon, right? The Oregon Ducks have different variations of their uniform and helmets, which I think is dope. Nike, who's the Nike chairman? What's his name?
Phil Knight.
Phil Knight, he pulled that money in Oregon, and yep.
But 700 uniforms, 0 championships.
Well, moving right along, our last one, and this I'm really having fun with this segment. Thank you guys for making it fun. This has been really good, man. The last one, and I'm gonna start off with Dan on this one. Heinz Field is now called Acrisure Field. Is that a hit or miss, Dan? Dan is a Pittsburgh fan, so you might want to tell your kids to leave the room. Go ahead, Dan.
It's absolutely atrocious. It's a fucking miss. I mean, nobody in Pittsburgh is going to call that AccuSure. It's going to be fucking Heinz Field. My thing is, if you want to, Heinz didn't want to pay way over what it was worth to keep the naming rights. Call it Dan Rooney Field or Rooney Field.
Yeah.
Brought to you by
AccuSure
or whatever the hell it is. Because nobody in Pittsburgh, I can tell you that, is going to call it that stadium. Never.
The name is what? What?
AccuSure. AccuSure. ACISCUR. It's a financial company.
That shit sound like.
Yeah, Accu. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh man, Dan, I knew you was gonna have something for that. Eric, the angry one, what you think of this hit or miss with Heinz Field now called AccuSure?
That's a all the way up miss. That should sound like something you catch on your feet. I don't know. Like Dan said, they really messed the game up once they start having all these naming rights and all this other stuff, man. One thing I would like to see in the future is like kind of like what Dan said is, you the team purchases the name stays there, and then you have whatever, like Dan said, man. Because all this changing every 5-8 years because you don't want to spend money and all this other, man. That's whack. How you expect casual fans to keep up with the stadium that you play in if they don't know the freaking name of the stadium?
They're going anyway. They don't care.
Yeah, they're going.
We're going to shit show stadium. All right, let's go.
Pack them up. Pack them up.
They actually took the bottle down, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. And people are mad. People are like protesting. They like, y'all got to change this back.
Casual fans don't understand. But, the reality is that's a billionaire game that we don't really care about. Because the reality is that they're going to be able to transcribe that one, Kev. The reality is that at the end of the day, if the team is winning, they'll be there, regardless of the name of the stadium. They just won't call it that. What will happen is they will do just what Dan said. Pittsburgh fans will just call it, we going to Rooney Stadium. That's it. That is all. They ain't got to use the name of that place. Because that's what they put the names on the stadium for, is for name recognition. But when it don't matter, it don't matter. So what TIAA, they got the stadium down in
Jacksonville.
And Jacksonville doesn't win, so they got jerked on the naming. Not as many eyes on the stadium, not as many people in the stadium. It doesn't help them. But if you go to another stadium and you got a lot of people there, then you're good.
Yo, for real, this is a whole mess for me. And again, that place is always going to be Heinz Field, as far as I'm concerned. That's just like the Staples Center is always going to be the Staples Center. I don't care what you could call it, crypto. You could call it whatever you want to call it. That's
American Airlines Arena down here in Miami. Yep.
Yeah, it's like that would be like changing Madison Square Garden. You understand what I'm saying? You're not. Yep. Listen, everybody's going. All the old heads will always call that Madison Square Garden, even some of the young heads. That's MSG. That's always going to be MSG. I don't care who you come get, whatever name and rights you want to come. That will always be Madison Square Garden. Period.
And mind you, for your history buffs, that building has been in 4 different places in New York City, and it's always been Madison Square Garden. Yeah. So, yes. I'll answer this last question. This is definitely a miss for me. I don't know how. Well, me and Dan talked about how this happens. Money walks, money talks, and AccuSure, they trying to get their name out of there. And I'm a strong believer. But there's some guys on TV when it comes time for the game. Well, welcome to Heinz Field. Welcome to AccuSure Field. And
let me ask you a question real quick,
go ahead,
Kev. And this one you can answer.
Go ahead.
What's the name of the stadium in Jersey where they play football? What does everybody call it? What does everybody call it?
East Rutherford?
No, they still call it. Everybody
Meadowlands.
calls it Giant Stadium.
Giant
They call it the Meadowlands. Yeah.
No, they call it Giant Stadium when it's the Giants and the Jets is playing in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So what I'm saying is, you can put whatever name you want on the stadium. You know, the fans are going to kind of, whatever they're used to calling it in that town is what they will continue to call it.
Yeah.
In that town, even when the Jets was playing there and winning, when Rex was there, dudes was calling it, the Jets is playing in Giant Stadium.
Yeah, it's Giant Stadium. Yeah, all day long.
They ain't call it MetLife.
Nope.
No one cares about that.
Yep. Eric, did I get you on this? I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's a miss for me, but I mean, yeah.
Man, I had fun with this segment. This is a good
segment.
This was very, very good, man. Let me give some applause to that one. Yeah.
Sound like somebody drowning.
Drowning, man. What that? Waterboarding people in your house?
Man, we gotta fix that on that side because on that side it doesn't translate. Our production crew is we're getting there, folks. We're getting there.
Sound like the Titanic going down.
Yeah. Bloop, bloop.
How about that one?
Nah, we didn't hear that, bro.
Okay,
that was a miss.
Yeah,
okay.
That was
definitely a miss.
Hey, definitely have fun with that, man. We're gonna move real quickly. Time is getting away from us a little bit, but let me go to the next story here. Hey, Deion Sanders on this past week, he talked about baseball, and he said Deion Sanders recently joined the How It Goes Down podcast with comedian host Desi Banks to discuss a broad range of topics. Early in the discussion, the two touched on why Major League Baseball, as well as select travel baseball, is not big in Black communities. I had the choice to play baseball, football. Deion explained before Deion Sanders became Coach Prime at JSU, he made a name for himself as one of the best professional athletes in the 1980s and early 90s. Sanders was a lockdown defender in the NFL, and he also succeeded in MLB as a two-star sport. So when let me see this. I'm sorry, I lost my place. He opened up to Desi Banks about why he believes many Black kids choose other sports over baseball. This is a problem with baseball, Deion Sanders began. Black fathers never played baseball, so Black fathers not pushing for the kids towards baseball. So when the Black fathers want to play with his sons, he puts in his hands what he is accustomed to. Baseball is not the option. I totally agree with that. Back when I was coming up, we had a lot of African Americans in Major League Baseball. Deion Sanders continues. Now that is not a thing because they priced us out as well. Back when we played baseball in the Little League, it was cool. Maybe about $100 or $150 to register to play on a select team. Now it's like $2,000. So kids are not playing it. They cannot afford it. They're priced out. I'll begin with D-Dub. D-Dub, what do you think about Deion's comments here?
I love and respect Deion Sanders. That's my dude. I like, always followed him, but I disagree with him as far as kids are being priced out. I don't see it as they're being priced out. As a matter of fact, I did a check, and it doesn't seem for Little League, it doesn't cost that much money for these kids to play Little League. Now, is it baseball is just not as popular with these kids because they at the park and they balling with with their friends of basketball. So I think a lot of that has something to do with it. And they're just not checking for baseball like that. Now, I played Little League, I played baseball, but it's just that these kids are not gravitating to it. They gravitate to what their peers is doing, and their peers is playing other sports, and they're not playing baseball. I mean, I have no guy. His son was playing baseball and was really good at it, and has gravitated to playing basketball. Good friend of mine. So
it's fact.
It's unfortunate, but only thing I disagree with him is about the being priced out. I don't think we are being priced out at all.
So let me jump in there with you, D-Dog. I totally agree with you with that. I also think that the national part of the national media has had their hand in it too.
Absolutely, not giving it an exposure like they should.
Not giving baseball or hockey, nonetheless, the exposure that they could as they would for probably, you know, the NBA and the NFL. So I think that's important too. And, you know, I talk to kids all the time and they're like, you know, baseball is boring. I was like, no, baseball is cerebral. I said, but baseball, I told one kid one time, he said, baseball is boring. And come to find out, he couldn't play it because it's hard to hit a curveball. One of the hardest things you can do in sports. It's hard to judge an outfield fly ball. You got to be real gifted and do it. I was pretty good at it. Of course, as you can see, I didn't make it, but I still can, you know, shag a fly ball and, you know, do some of those things and hit a curveball. But it's really hard to do some of those things. I'll go to DA. DA, go ahead, because we had a spirit to talk about this.
Yeah, well, you know, man, it's a lot of facets to it, and it's real hard to get them all in this show at one time. I think the pricing, depending on where you live at, could be high, right? Because the extra $200-$300, and you got to buy a glove, and you got to pay for the uniform. So it's not just the cost to, you know, I guess to get in the league. It might be the cumulative cost of playing, and then traveling week after week, and one kid's playing this and one kid's playing that. It can be, I guess, a little hard at a point in time. Enough high school baseball teams don't market the high school baseball team, right? So, like Dion said, one thing he said, that's the truth. And I played baseball up to my senior year. Ain't no girls at the baseball game. That will turn dudes off. They will not go because there are no girls at the baseball game.
Wait a minute, D. You really think that's
yes?
You saying that?
Yes. Yes, Kevin. Yes. To a 16, 17-year-old kid? Yes.
So how come me and you played?
I had nothing else to do, and I was good at it.
I was damn sure good at it too.
It's not like I had much else to do, right?
Eric throws a mean curveball. Oh my God. But go ahead.
But so I got that part of it. But I also think that it could be a bit of an overreaction, because it was weird that, you know, the day me and you talked about it, Kev, I looked at I think it was the first 20 picks this year. I think 16 of them was black. And I'm not talking Spanish black, I mean black. African-American black. It's drafted this year. 16 of the top 20. So somebody playing somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody is playing somewhere. And because it's always been, you know, the same thing. If the baseball coach could walk down the hall and see a dude that was fast, he would talk to him and say, oh, come out, place on the field. You don't know how to place on the field. We'll teach you.
Right.
And that's it. So I think it can happen. Yeah, financially, it can be a burden. The girls not being there could be something. You got to have somebody kind of reinforced to you. But we grew up in a generation, Kev, where our elders were like, yo, baseball is, you know, play baseball. We watched baseball. We love baseball. So it was cool to play for us. But that's the way I see it. I think that there's going to be a correction per se, and I don't think Dion is all the way correct, but he's not wrong either. So,
got you. I'm gonna move on to Dan. For those that are listening and they're not looking, hey, Dan's a white guy, so just let y'all know, give y'all some context with that. Those that who are just listening and not watching on YouTube, go ahead, Dan. What's your thoughts on Deion Sanders' comments?
I mean, I could see both sides of this, depending on what you're talking about. As far as, like, you just talking little league, you know, the Mint Hill Little League. Yeah, it's not going to be that expensive. But if your kid's good and he's going to play a select team or a travel team, the shit's going to add up. Because I can tell you this from my own personal experience. I bought my daughter, I think she was 6, bought her the whole shebang of gear to play ice hockey. Because that's what she wanted. And it, you know, at that age, it wasn't too terrible. It was probably like $500-$600. But she played on an all girls travel team. They didn't play a house league. They played a travel league. So you got gas, hotels, food, all that shit. So that's the same thing with baseball. You don't have to maybe buy as much equipment, your cleats and your glove and a bat maybe, and you might have to pay for the uniform, but at the end of the day, it's not terrible. So
Dan, real quick, my boy got a son 11 years old, and I told Kev 60 games, 11 years old on the travel team.
Are you setting me? Holy Christ.
No, I'm dead real, 60 games.
That's crazy. But I could see where it's some, like if you're good and you're playing travel, it could price you out of it. But at the other hand, if you're going through, like when I was a kid, we had little like Pee-wee, midget, Bantam, and Pony League. And I think it was like 30, maybe. I mean, I don't want to show how my age here, but like it was like $30-$40, I think, to register most. So yeah, I mean, you can play baseball and not be terribly expensive, or you can be good or play travel teams and it can get pricey. But I mean, and some of it has to do too. I mean, I kind of agree with, what he said, it because case in point, I played hockey and I played, street hockey. So what did my daughter want to do? She wanted to play hockey. So depending on what your dad did, I mean, I also played baseball. I played basketball. Really didn't play any football because I was way too small. But, that has a lot to do with it, because that's the person you look up to and you want to be like them. So you gravitate to, try some of the things that they did. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into, why they are not playing. I mean,
Right.
A lot of it has to do, with economics, or where you're at, all kind of stuff. But I mean, I see both sides of that, the argument on this. And like you said, some of the stuff that he brought up is true, and some of the other stuff I don't necessarily agree with.
Got you. Angry One, what you got, man, on this?
Basically everybody else has said everything that I was going to say. It's kind of like hit or miss. Not trying to go back to the previous segment, but a lot of things he said was hit or miss. I don't think it's. I mean, yeah, it can be expensive, but so can playing basketball.
Exactly.
So can playing football. I mean, when you have to buy stuff and then traveling and all this other stuff, it may not be as much, but it's depending on where you live at, depending on your circuit or league or whatever. All this stuff adds up. I will say this: I'll bring in my own experience into this, right? So, growing up, Brooklyn, New York, we played everything outside, son. Everything. We played baseball. If anybody didn't know, Daryl and Kevin are my cousins. They're more like my brothers and my cousins. Our fathers are brothers. They played baseball back in the day. So we played baseball, we played basketball, we played football, we played soccer, we played hockey, we played handball. Some of y'all don't. We played some of everything, right? I wasn't too keen on basketball then. I was primarily football and baseball, right? Then as I got older, started getting taller, like, yo, man, how are you a black dude, 6'2", and you don't play basketball, son? Yo, man, come out here and shoot some hoops, man. So primarily, that's all everybody was doing, was either football or basketball, as when I got into my teenage years. So I say that to say, like what Dan said, depending on your environment also helps with that. If you don't see too many of your own people or your friends playing it, chances are you're not going to play it either, unless you was just that good at it. Chances are. That's just my own experience.
That's a good assessment. Thanks, E. That's that. E, you was spot on with that, man. This is a very interesting subject. Go ahead.
I got a question for Dan. So, and everybody gets. So in travel baseball, it's not free?
Yeah, I mean,
see, because in travel basketball, if you're good and you're on the travel team, you don't pay no money. Not a dollar.
But you got to understand too, what's the roster of basketball?
I think it may take 15 kids.
Maybe 10, 15 kids.
Yeah, it takes 15.
And you maybe got maybe 3, 4, 5 that are top tier.
Yeah.
You probably know that the other 10 are paying extra.
Well,
So
see, no.
so these guys don't have to pay. No.
Yeah.
No, the fee is higher to take care because they know that they're going to be.
Yeah.
These people aren't going to be paying. Yeah. Trust me.
Well, okay, I got it.
You know what I mean? It's like maybe that price is inflated to supplement what they know that, hey, to get this guy, we got to make sure that they don't have to, pay hotel.
And those are the regular AAU teams. But I was talking about the sneaker teams. Like sneaker teams, like Nike teams, nobody pays. The Adidas team, nobody pays.
But that's
the Under Armour team. But that's different though.
That's a name brand sponsor.
Yeah, it's a different situation. I just thought that baseball. I'm just saying, why the hell baseball don't have like a Mizuno League, or a Rawlings League or something like that. But whatever. That's weird. I didn't know those kids was paying. That's what I didn't know.
Yeah. But a lot of the baseball kids. I mean, it might be the same thing, but you got 9 at play. You need X amount of pitchers and X amount. So you're looking at double the roster. So I mean, it's less likely that maybe 1 or 2 of them are getting taken care of, but not that many.
That's why I was disagreeing with Dion, but now I'm like, oh wow.
I just want to add too for those who say, when kids say, baseball is boring, you got to think of it from a kid perspective. When you're playing football and basketball, if you're on the field, you're moving. You know what I'm saying?
Constantly, right.
If you in right field, chances are in the inning, in one inning, you out there for 15 minutes, depending on how good or how bad the pitching is and the fielding and all this other stuff. You might even have a ball come your way. So it's a different dynamic. Not saying that it is boring, but to some it can be boring.
I agree. And, this is like you said, we coming from where we all used to play baseball. For me, baseball was number one coming up. Then it was football. Then it was basketball. And like I said, I even played, roller hockey in my neighborhood. And, I enjoyed it all. And I think sometimes the baseball guys, they might get offended, but you have to understand today's kids thinking, right? There's a lot of things going on with kids. There's a lot of, I won't even call it distractions, but there's a lot of things to do besides playing the sports. You got the e-games, you got the video games, kids don't leave their house, they constantly on that. And there's just a lot of other things to do with kids nowadays.
I just think for the kids that are athletes, them football coaches and them basketball coaches, we're talking about black kids are more in the hood and they always recruiting. Whereas if there's a baseball dude out there, he doesn't know which kids can play baseball because nobody's on the diamond.
Correct.
Right.
And that's
if there is a diamond.
If there is one, correct.
So he don't know who to even go talk to. So if you're in Harlem, them dudes just go to Dykeman. You know what I'm saying? Because they know they play it up there. So it is what it is, though.
And like I said, it's not. I don't think we should just be trying to, place blame. I mean, it's just the way stuff is going now. You understand what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. And until you introduce these kids to something else different, they're not going to know. And if you don't expose them to something else different and get them to play it, but DA. We talk. It's hot, man. It's hot. A lot of, it's easier to go find a ball and go to the gym, especially in this part of the country. You could go to a basketball rec center and play indoors, and you're fine. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got too many parks where people want to be outside in a park, and you could walk over, gather people up, and go to a baseball diamond and play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that doesn't happen a lot anymore, man. This was an interesting segment. We'll probably revisit it. We'll probably we'll get with Dan and see how that happens, with hockey with minorities. And before I move on to the next segment, then we're gonna end. Shout out to Peter Worrell down here in South Florida. That's used to be with the he's with the Florida Panthers. He absolutely does a good job. Those that don't know Peter Worrell, he's a black dude that used to play with the former NHL star, and he does a lot of things with trying to introduce hockey to a lot of inner city kids down here in South Florida. So shout out to him for doing that. And I just think that each sport, baseball too, baseball to me, they have a marketing problem. They don't market their stars as they should, and that's on them. And they got to figure that stuff out. But with that said, we got to run to the next one real quick. Nick Saban acknowledges the creation of mega conferences might not be in the best interest of college football, even if Alabama and the SEC figured to benefit from the top-heavy realignment, according to I'd love to get the credit for Peter Botte from the New York Post. This is what Nick Saban says. Mega conferences will create more of a caste system, maybe, in college football, and everyone has to decide if that's the direction we really want to go or not, Saban said Tuesday on ESPN's Get Up. At Alabama, we're one of the halves. It's probably a good thing. But some of the have-nots, maybe it won't work out as well. Dorian, you got 2 minutes. Where did he go? Is he there?
Hey, I'm right here.
Okay. No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I disappeared on you, huh? Hey, you know how I do. Well, like a ghost, baby. Like a ghost, baby. Hey, look, the reality is this, man. The reality is the NCAA is getting all they deserve, right? So, yes, it's going to cause a caste system. But if the NCAA gets out in front of the caste system, they can profit from it. It'll be a beautiful thing, and the sport will be better. Because the reality is that those mega teams, and I'll call them mega teams, get mega funds, and they're going to get all the mega players, right? So the other teams that will get good players still won't be able to compete. It's not like basketball where you got a group of seniors at like St. Peter's and you're going to beat like a Kentucky, right, that has all freshmen. No, it's not going to happen.
Right.
Alabama has the best lineman, the biggest lineman, because they have a $2 billion locker room, and they're getting paid, right? So you may as well just cut that piece of the cake away and think about what you have left and start to work on how can we make what we have left competitive? And how can we get people to watch what we have left? Because that other piece of cake, they're going to get their own TV deals.
Oh, that's a fact.
So you got to say, okay, what can we do to get like the Toledos and this one and that one, right? How can we make that competitive? Because if you're not in the 1AA system where you have an actual playoff at the end, the teams that are 1A, mid-majors, they are lost. Those are the schools that will have the problem. The Central Floridas, those schools. It won't be the James Madisons, because James Madisons are playing a tournament that people watch and they can win. The D2 team, people love watching the D2 tournament and the D3 tournament because it's football at its purest form. What happens is just that 100, 200 other schools under the Alabama guys, that'll be out. And believe me, it's also some schools that are already in those conferences. So like a school like Purdue, yeah, they get relegated, right? Because they don't win anything. Duke in the ACC, you're out.
Missouri.
You're out. You're out. Missouri, you're gone. What's that school? Vanderbilt, SEC, you got to go. We bring another school in that's winning. That's it. That is all. You lose for 3 years in a row, we're moving you down, we're bringing somebody else up.
That's a good point.
So that's what I see.
Let me move on to the next person. Angry One, what you got on this, on Nick Saban's comments in the caste system?
I think we talked about this before. Once they did all of this, if they would have had something in place before, you wouldn't have kind of like this stuff all over the place that you see now. So I'll just say this, man. We seen it coming. These super conferences was going to happen regardless, and I don't. It's going to be interesting to see how they do things going forward, because it's like, again, this is what happens when you are reactive instead of being proactive. Right. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I don't really. We talked about this many a times on the show, and now they just now trying to get to it and all this other stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I'm just sitting back eating popcorn, trying to see what team is going where. That's basically what it is. All this talk is just talk. Ain't nobody really trying to do something until somebody gets caught doing something that they wasn't supposed to do, and then it's, oh my goodness, we got to change things. Fuck out of it.
Totally agree. I totally agree. That's the same thing. I really ain't got nothing for you, Kev, because I think we talked about this last time. Nick Saban, it seems like every time he comes up here, he has so much to say about how bad it is, and to me, it just seems like he's just mad that the tide is turning.
Saint Nick.
Yeah, the tide is turning, and he's not really he doesn't like it. So
I'm sorry, Saint Nick.
Yeah, but we shall see.
Yeah, Dan, what you got for us?
I didn't really see too much on what he said. The only thing I really got on this is like the fact that UCLA and who's the other one that are going to the fucking Big Ten.
USC. Yeah.
What is it? What is this? Like these conferences, the SEC, the Big Ten, the Big 12, them trying to suck all these people into the same conference it is absolutely going to kill college football, because you're only going to have 20 to 40 teams that are worth watching. And the rest of them are, you're not going to have the What's the Matter You Bowl or the underwater basket weaving bowl, because nobody's going to want to watch these teams that they haven't seen all year that didn't play anybody, because all these super conferences are playing each other. And like that NIL bullshit, that's the other thing that's going to ruin college football, because that's now a recruiting tool. So the teams, it's kind of like the Yankees. The guys that have all the money are going to get the best players, because there isn't a salary cap or a cap on it. They could just throw money. And then at what point are these boosters throwing money at these kids? And then the coach be like, look, man, we gave this kid $10 million to come into school. He's playing. He's going to be our quarterback. That kid got to sit down. So when does it start affecting the coach's ability to coach the team? Those two things, I think college football is going to be hurting in the future.
Eric, you had something? Thank you, Dan.
I was just going to say, when Dan said you're going to have teams that nobody wants to watch, we have that now. It's already happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying, but it's
so
it's
we
already...
have 124 teams, Division I.
Yeah.
Over half of them can go to D2, because they're not going to play anybody. It's going to be like the Big East now, just god awful conference.
Yeah.
Teams that don't play football, they're just in it so that for basketball reason. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're only going to have so many teams that are recruiting well and playing well.
The SEC.
Yeah, the SEC, the Big 10, and the Big 12, and the rest of that stuff, even the ACC, because there's only a couple good teams in the ACC. Eventually, they're going to go to one of these other three.
Right.
Yeah, and then you're going to and you're going to have the same thing. You're going to have a bunch of teams. Like, think of it this way: Wake Forest, Pitt, Virginia Tech, Duke, North Carolina. What other conference could they go in and actually have a shot at maybe winning?
Pac-12, because they trash.
Well, they ain't going to exist.
Yeah, well, I mean, the rest of the ACC and the Pac-12 will join together, because that's going to be the next ranking of conferences of teams.
Second tier,
right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the only reason why Pitt won that conference because Clemson was really the only other good team in the conference.
Well,
I mean, to be honest,
you hit it on the head. Tiers. There's got to be tiers.
And that's what's in it. Like I said, you're going to be down to like 50, 60 teams, Division I. And the rest, if they keep going the way they're going.
I agree.
Bet it.
Go ahead. Who has
something? I'm just saying, we said it, I think, a couple of weeks ago. So,
for a year ago, we've been saying this.
Yeah.
Go back to the tapes, y'all. It's there. It's there. Hey, and you'll be pretty able to be in the near future. You'll be able to not only hear it, but look at it in blog post manner. Just want to plug that real quick. Hey, man, it's been a really great show. Appreciate the guys. Mike Mills had some technical difficulties, so he couldn't finish out the show. No, this was a really good show. I really enjoyed the hit or miss segment. That was pretty good.
Very good segment.
That's nice.
Enjoyed
That's dope.
The guys, like I said, they don't have nothing. They don't know what's coming. So I just put it out there, and they acted accordingly as I thought they would. Especially with Dan in his mind about the Akron field. Sounds like a aspirin something.
Like
So
a hemorrhoid cream.
Wow.
Before this goes south, where can we be found, man? We're on YouTube Live as we speak. We also have a Facebook page. We also have a TikTok page. We also have Instagram. We're on every major platform for a podcast. So if you just riding in your car listening, hey, tune in. Just click in Sports Chasers Podcast. We're there. Like I said, we're on YouTube. We also have a website, sportschaserspodcast.net. Hey, you'll be able to read blog posts from us. You'll also be able to also go to the page and look at, not only, and also listen to the actual episodes that we have, man. So we're up to episode 134. It's been one heck of a ride, man. I've enjoyed myself. Tonight was really great. And we keep getting better and better. Hey, last week I posted our very first episode. If you haven't heard how, I always like to do comparatives of where we come from, where we at now. And if you listen from the first very time that we did it, and I remember Dory and Daryl remember doing it. I remember it was a Saturday morning, it was a rainy morning here where I'm at, and the sound was all jacked up and everything. But needless to say, hey, we did it. And just a PSA for those that's starting out for anything, man, you got to start somewhere. And if you start somewhere and you give it your all, it can turn into really something special. And I feel that we have something very special here with the Sports Chasers podcast. So that was kind of my part and shot. I'll take it to DA. DA, what you got?
Hey, I will piggyback with Kev. You'll never get to two if you don't get one first.
Facts.
So get one first and then get two. Also, when you go onto the website, sign in to be a guest, to be a super fan. We'll give you your 15, 20 minutes of shine. Talk about whatever you want, whatever sports you want to talk about.
Thank you,
and we'll be there for it. And other than that, everyone have a good week. Take care of yourselves. And that's it for me.
Thanks, DA. Dan, what you got for us, bro?
Well, not a whole lot. It's a great show. Great to hang out with everybody again. I thought it was, good show, good topics. Do it again in 2 weeks. When we have Dan back in 2 weeks, we ran out of time to because we had a lot to talk about as far as
we got the draft.
Not only that,
the free agency.
Also NHL free agency. So, but when Dan comes back, he'll tackle that, and we just ran out of time today with that. So my apologies, Dan, with that. But Dan, I appreciate you, bro, as always, bringing the heat when it comes to hockey and all that stuff. Thank you, sir.
Else,
yes, he is, man. Coming out with props. I told him we got to get his own screen. You know what I'm saying? He going up there with the props. So shout out to Dan, man. Shout out to Dan. D-Dub, what you got for us, sir?
Yeah, Dan hated on my Giants, but that's okay. Our uniform still look dope.
When, baby?
No, him and DA. DA putting
man, these guys are something else.
With his quarterback. Yeah. Jimmy. Shout out to Jimmy. They didn't want you, Jimmy.
Shout out to all the guys at Sports Chasers Podcast, man. We appreciate all of it, all what everybody does. Topics great, fantastic. And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna have to talk about some of the stuff that that's going on out here. So, we're gonna give you the hit and miss, and we're gonna see what's good and what's not so good. We're going, so the hit and miss segment, we love it. So to everybody, have a good weekend, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Appreciate it. E, what you got, Angry One? What you got?
As always, great show tonight. Appreciate the guys coming out. Dan, my man. Hey, man, lay off the hate for the Giants. I don't like them either, but just lay off the hate for the Giants, man. It's all right. That's all right. And the Yankees, too, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could come play for us, man. It's just bound to happen anyway.
We send everybody to you.
Yeah, true.
Hey, wait a year. You'll get O'Neal Cruz. It'll be all right.
True. Hey, yo, so I just want to say, everybody out there, y'all be safe. Look out for your fellow man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying? We can make this thing work. Be a better place. I just want to give a special shout out to our host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren, man.
Yeah.
Yo, you do a lot, man, and people don't know, this man does a lot, and he keeps us on our toes. The way we talk appears the way we talk all day, every day, through text, through, sometimes he want to FaceTime, it's kind of cringy, but anyway, shout out to my host and moderator, Kevin L, man. Yo, you the man, and we appreciate all that you do, sir. And
appreciate you, man. Thank you.
If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this. And we here for the ride right here with you. And we're gonna make this the #1 sports podcast in the land. You heard it here first, the Angry One.
You heard it, man. Thanks, man. D-Dub, you got something in. That's correct. Did we get you in, D-Dub? Your part and shot.
Oh, yeah, you got me. We good, man.
Good money.
Thank you, man.
Shout out to Sports Chasers.
Yep, Sports Chasers is where it is, man. But
we are the brand.
We are the brand. Hey, but you know what? we are getting out of here. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin Warren, your host and moderator, in the absence of Mike Mills, Dan, the hockey dude, our hockey dude, Daryl D. Del Warren, Dorian, the DA Albritton, James the Angry One Warren. Yo, this is Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast. Hey, y'all have a great week. Y'all be blessed. Peace.
Peace.